Russell Westbrook and his longtime agent Thad Foucher, did I say that right, Tim Bontemps? Foucher, have parted ways. In a statement to ESPN, Foucher cited irreconcilable differences and suggested that there was no longer full alignment with Westbrook about whether the former MVP should remain with the Lakers. As part of a statement to ESPN, Foucher said, did I say that right, Tim?
You did that time.
Now, with the possibility of a fourth trade in 4 years, the marketplace is telling the Lakers they must add additional value with Russell in any trade scenario. And even then, such a trade may require Russell to immediately move on from the new team via buyout. My belief is that this type of transaction only serves to diminish Russell's value, and his best option is to stay with the Lakers, embrace the starting role and support that Darvin Ham publicly offered. Unfortunately, irreconcilable differences exist as to his best pathway forward, and we are no longer working together. He'd mentioned before that quote that, hey, until now, he always got a boatload in return, and now the value's different. Tim, what do you make of Russell Westbrook's situation in LA at the moment?
Well, look, obviously situations with agents and players happen all the time. I mean, it's the same in boxing, right? You know that. There's all sorts of promoter-fighter issues all the time. The bigger thing here is Russell Westbrook is not the player he once was, and that has caused a series of issues over the past few years where he is now on his fourth team in 4 years, and there's been a lot of talk this offseason about how he could potentially be on a fifth team in 5 years. And I think for me, the question for Russell Westbrook between now and the start of this season, presuming he's on the Los Angeles Lakers, which I think at this point it seems likely he will be, or at least will be on the roster, is he going to be able to get himself into a different mindset and play a different role on this team? Because what we saw last year was the role he tried to play last year and the one he's played in the past is not going to work. So to me, it's either, is he going to continue trying to do that, or as in his conversation with Darvin Ham this offseason, when he's been communicative with him so far, is he going to try to change his game and play a little differently and try to fit in better? Because if he can, maybe there's a way to make this work. If he can't, we're going to see replay last year, and that was not good.
Okay, the eyeball test for me also says he's not the same as he used to be, although he was in a terrible situation. Westbrook's really like, in a way, a point center, because his offense comes from getting to the paint, just doesn't post up.
That's why the fit with LeBron was terrible from the beginning.
And there were no shooters on the team. On the other hand, when you do a deeper dive into the underlying stats, he's the same guy as always. So here's the two-part question for you, Tim. Number one, is he in fact not as good as he used to be? When you do the deeper dive and it's like, oh, it's just a different situation. And number two, if he's not in fact that same player, what's changed? He still looks very fast. He was never a very good shooter. Is he the same? And if not, what has changed?
Well, let's start with the second part, because that's a little easier. He's not the same shooter he used to be. He was never a great shooter, but he used to be pretty good at pull-up jump shots. He used to be a very good foul shooter. That's all gone away now, right?
But that would seem to be a technique issue, not a talent issue.
Sometimes we see this throughout guys' careers. They get older. Their free throw shooting in particular tends to wane. You know, Tim Duncan, that happened with him. LeBron has had issues at times with his free throw shooting. This isn't an uncommon thing. Right. But the bigger thing is Westbrook is even more careless with the ball now than he used to be, right? He throws the ball all over the place. So you have a ton of turnovers, less shooting, and his defense has never been a strong suit, frankly, and especially isn't now. You put all that together, that's not a very useful player in a lot of situations. Now, where Russell Westbrook can be effective is like where he was in Washington 2 years ago, when he's on a team that's trying to be, say, the 8th seed in the East, and he can have the ball in his hands all the time, and you sort of conform the team around him. We saw when he went to Houston, they reformed the team around him. With LeBron James, you're not going to reform the team around Russell Westbrook. He's off to the side. He's not effective.
Yeah, too bad the Knicks aren't there to play as a sucker right now for the Lakers. Usually they are. That's pretty reliable, Norm. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.